Hey guys, what's good? Mike here, Laker Talk. Let's recap this Lakers and Rockets game. Lakers come out with the win. First game of the year, beating the Rockets 120-114. Huge win for the Lakers. Why? Because if you look at our next 4 games, we go on the road, play the Jazz, Thunder, Pacers, and the Hawks, and then come back and play the Warriors. So I don't see where we're going to win in, on the road. We can probably beat the Jazz or Thunder. We'll see. But we had to get this win, and we did. Huge game. Let's recap this game. In my opinion, game ball goes to Jordan Clarkson. Put us on our, put the Lakers on his back in the second half. Ended up with 25 points. Scored 2 points in the first half. 23 in the second half. I mean, took over late in this game to really close out this game. But let's just recap early on. So the game starts, and it's comical in terms of the defense that we were playing. Anybody who watched this game, you can see we were tweeting back and forth all day, basically through the fourth quarter, about our defense. Our defense was comical. It was like all-star game defense. We weren't putting any pressure on Houston. Houston wasn't putting any pressure on us, and so we're going back and forth. James Harden was lighting us up, was eating us up with the pick and roll. I ended up with like 16 and 14 assists, 16 points, 14 assists in the first half alone. But he was eating us up, and everybody was playing horrible defense. Julius Randle was playing horrible defense. Now I'm going to get on Julius Randle in a second in terms of his great play this game. Now everybody was playing bad defense, but Julius Randle stepped it up late and really put some lockdown defense on James Harden, made some really tough plays, and played an amazing game, in my opinion. Julius Randle, that is. So in my opinion, Julius Randle, D'Angelo Russell, Jordan Clarkson, Mozgov, Brandon Ingram all played great games. But let's go down the stat line. Let's go just talk about the first half. First half, D'Angelo Russell had the shot going and really kept us in there. He ended up with 23, in 29 minutes. He didn't play a lot in the second half, which was interesting. But I like the fact that Luke Walton didn't bring him in. Why? Because our second unit was rolling. He had Jordan Clarkson in there playing alongside with Brandon Ingram, and it was really we were really building momentum. So I like the fact that he kept Jordan Clarkson in there and kept building on that. So that was huge. But D'Angelo Russell had a great game. I thought he was going to go off for like 35 points the way he was shooting in this game. I mean, his shots was falling, and he was hitting he was hitting some easy shots in the first half. Nick Young was playing some solid defense on James Harden, but he was just a lot of bad shots he was taking, or missing a lot of shots. He was cold. Now the way I see Nick Young, I tweeted about this. I actually wanted Nick Young to start based on how he played in the preseason. He was shooting well. He deserved to start because we want to bring Jordan Clarkson off the bench. We need that energy in our second unit. So that's why it's not about can Jordan Clarkson start or not. Jordan Clarkson is definitely worth starting at the 2, but it's great to have that talent off the bench, basically for what it did for us tonight. So who's going to start at the 2? We say put Nick Young in there. Now, my thing is this. Nick Young's minutes needs to be limited. So if we see that he turns into Nick Young of like last year, the last couple of years, and he's cold and he's not hitting his shots, take him out. Put Brandon Ingram in there. Like, my thing is this. Mozgov played great in the first half, right? Really nice hands, both with the left and right hands around the rim, can finish with both hands, and really played well. But we don't play Mozgov late in the game because the game gets a little smaller, right? You need to match up on the other side. So Mozgov don't really play that much in the fourth quarter, right? Same with Nick Young. If we see that what the matchup and what he's doing, making some bonehead plays on the defensive end, and he making some, he's not hitting his shots, take him out. Put Brandon Ingram in there. So in my opinion, Luke left Nick Young in there a little bit too long. In my opinion, I would have kept Brandon Ingram in there instead at the 2. Brandon Ingram, to me, had a great game. 7 points in the first half. Ended up with 9 points, 3 rebounds. But the thing about Brandon Ingram is he played within the flow of the offense. Only took 6 shots, hit 4 of 6. Really efficient. 50% from the three-point line, 1 of 2. And in my opinion, played really well. I even tweeted out that I could see Brandon Ingram starting in the near future, either at the 2 or the 3. Late in the game, they were actually playing Julius Randle, Dang, Brandon Ingram, and Clarkson. And they were playing Larry Nance Jr. So that group right there, very long, athletic, active hands, really kept us in the game and kind of built on a little lead in the last 3 minutes of the game. So I really like that lineup in spurts. But, you know, shout out to Brandon Ingram, played really well. Like I said, Julius Randle had a great game. Can't complain. Yeah, we were getting on him early, I mean very early regarding his defense, but basically after the first few minutes, after the first quarter, he played really well, ended up with 18, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Now people always trip on me and say, hey Mike, keep talking about Julius Randle, because it seems like he's, you know, if he's listening to my stuff, if I'm getting on these guys and they're playing well, I can't talk about him today because he played really well. Hopefully, you know, this is what we can look forward to from Julius Randle. And, you know, on the defensive end, he stepped up late, made some big plays on James Harden, and really got a stop there at a crucial time. So shout out to Julius Randle. But the player of the game, Mozgov was great early, but the player of the game was Jordan Clarkson. Jordan Clarkson, 25, you know, 3 rebounds, 3 steals, just, you know, hit 7 from free throw line, 2 of 3 from the 3, 8 of 12 from the field, 25 points. Really took over late in that game. Like I said, Luke Walton kept him in there, and it just seems like when the ball is in his hand that he seems to make the right plays. He attacks the rim. Urban was talking about, Urban, you know, my boy puts up with some YouTube videos as well. He was talking about he likes to see the Jordan Clarkson that attacks the rim, and Jordan Clarkson was attacking the rim. And then you could see that he was cold-blooded. You know, took a 3-pointer in the face of Eric Gordon, and you know, just you know, built on that lead, and it was a great game. Very at the end, it was tight, but exciting. I didn't know if we were going to win or not. I thought we might lose based on how we were playing defense, but we stepped up in the last 3 minutes and pulled it out. So shout out to all the Lakers. Shout out to Luke Walton, who did a great job coaching this game. In my opinion, one mistake, I think he left Nick Young in there a little bit too long. I would have kept Brandon Ingram in there late, because his length also gave James Harden some issues. And what I like about Brandon Ingram's defense is he doesn't really jump. He has such great length that he can affect the shot without actually diving into and drawing fouls. So that's one thing I think Luke Walton is so smart. He's going to watch the film, and I think eventually you're going to see Brandon Ingram in there instead of Nick Young. But outside of that, man, great game. Excited about this one. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know if you watched the game, what you saw, what your takeaways were from it, and hit me up in the comments below. Thanks for watching, commenting, and subscribing. And as always, follow me on Twitter at Mike Sports LA. Talk soon, guys. Peace.